So welcome, week 2. So this week your posting is in addition to the parts that you bought last week for your posting. Now you should have by now a posting turned in that says that you got a CPU and a motherboard that match these specs. Now this is going to be used for your week 3 final project, where you're going to put all this in an Excel sheet and basically give me the price and the links to build your computer. This week you're going to have to find memory, and you're also going to have to find a video card. So let's start out with the video card. The video card needs to be PCI Express times 16, and it needs to have 512 megabytes of memory. Couple things to point out: your motherboard should have PCI Express if you follow the post last week. Basically what we're looking at is a motherboard that in the specs, and we can come over here and we can actually look at the expansion slots, and it says PCI Express 2.0 16 and PCI Express 16 on 1. What that basically means is that it has 2, and that's perfect for what you need, because SLI and Crossfire basically means that I can run 2 or more video cards in my computer to get this amazing amount of power for my graphics. So your motherboard is going to look something like this, and it's going to have the 2 slots where your video cards go in, and they're going to be PCI Express 16. So go back, look at your motherboard, find it in Newegg or PriceWatch, and basically look to make sure that it has that, and then find a video card that matches that. The video card itself is going to have memory. Memory on your video card is different than memory on your motherboard. So that means your motherboard could have DDR2 or DDR3, while your video card could have DDR3, DDR5, different variations of that. The memory in the video card normally is faster or comparable to what the video card needs. So if you look at the picture here, we see 4 chips, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one of these chips has memory. You need 512 megabytes of some form of memory on your video card. The more memory you have, the more we can send to the video card, that faster that video card is going to chunk up data. So make sure when you look for your video card, it has 512 megabytes and is a PCI Express type that is going to go in your PCI Express motherboard. This is just like Lego. You're connecting things that fit together. If you look at, again, the motherboard, they have the slots, and if it works, if you bought the right product, it's just going to come together. So there's not going to be any questions. You just have to make sure that you purchase the right product. Another thing you have to now complete with your motherboard is you have to look at what memory does your motherboard take. If we go back to this example, we see that the memory on the specs here basically says that it has 4 slots, in other words 4 memory slots of 240 pins of DDR3, and this is the actual standards of speeds and channels: 2200, 1333, and 1066. You can match that to its lowest or to its highest, depending on your budget and what is it that you want to meet. So in this case, we would know what we need to buy, which is DDR3. Memory in itself, DDR2 and DDR3 have the same amount of pins, so make sure you know which one you're matching. Is it a DDR2 or a DDR3? Once you figure that out, you just go to PriceWatch, and when you get to PriceWatch, you basically look for memory. We click on RAM, as we do here. We find the type that is matchable or comparable to our PC specs, the motherboard that we bought. So let's say in this case we're looking for DDR3 1066. So here's all the DDR2 stuff. DDR3 1066. We click on it. Give me 4 gigs. Nowadays, with the price of memory and the amount of budget you have, you can easily find 4 gigs. So here's 1 gig of DDR3 1066. So this would work for what we're looking for in that computer and that motherboard we just looked at for $20. So memory is pretty inexpensive, very cheap, very easy to install. Those are the things that you have to look in your posting. Like always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, give me a call. You know how to get a hold of me. It's all on there. So hopefully you have fun this week. Enjoy.